What if the years you call wasted are the very years God is about to redeem? The time you lost waiting, the opportunities that passed you by, the relationships that broke you, the seasons where it felt like everyone else was moving forward while you stayed stuck. God sees every one of those years, and in Joel 2:25, he gives a powerful promise. I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten. Notice, God doesn't only promise to restore what was lost, he says he can restore the years. So if you've been thinking, I'm too late, I wasted too much time, I should be further ahead by now, this message is for you, because your story may not be behind schedule at all. God may be preparing to show you that lost time does not mean a lost purpose. 1. God can restore what time took away. Sometimes the hardest loss isn't money, a relationship, or an opportunity. It's time. You look back and think, if only I had started sooner, if only I hadn't made that mistake, if only those years had gone differently. But Joel 2:25 speaks directly to that pain. I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten. God was speaking to people who had watched entire seasons of their harvest disappear. Yet his message wasn't, it's too late. His message was restoration. God may not rewind your life and give you those exact years back, but he can bring new fruit from what looked wasted. He can use the lessons, the pain, and even the delays to shape what comes next. So stop measuring your future by what happened in your past. A delayed season does not mean a destroyed purpose. 2. Your delay may have been preparation. What felt like wasted time may have actually been a season of preparation. Think about Joseph. He received a dream from God, but he didn't step into it immediately. First came betrayal, slavery, false accusations, and prison. For years, his life seemed to be moving in the opposite direction. But those hidden years were shaping him for what came next. The same can be true in your life. Some seasons teach you patience. Others expose what needs to change. Some build strength you couldn't have gained any other way. You may look back and see only delay. God may look at that same season and see preparation. So don't assume nothing was happening just because you couldn't see progress. God can use even your slowest seasons to prepare you for your next one. 3. Restoration may look different than you expected. Sometimes we expect God to restore something by giving us exactly what we lost. The same opportunity, the same relationship, the same version of the life we once imagined. But restoration doesn't always mean going backward. God can bring something new out of a season you thought ruined everything. Joel 2 doesn't end with God's people simply receiving another harvest. It describes abundance after devastation, a reason to praise God again. That means your restoration may arrive in a form you never expected. The door that closed may lead you toward a better direction. The painful season may give you wisdom you didn't have before. And what once looked like the end may become part of a new beginning. Don't become so focused on getting the old thing back that you miss the new thing God is building. 4. God can make your next season more fruitful. You may feel like you have to catch up because other people seem further ahead. But restoration isn't about racing against someone else's timeline. After the promise of Joel 2:25, verse 26 says, "You shall eat in plenty and be satisfied, and praise the name of the Lord your God." The picture changes from loss to abundance, from emptiness to satisfaction. That's what makes restoration powerful. God can bring so much growth into your next season that you stop living with your eyes fixed on what you missed. The years behind you may have been painful, but they do not get to decide what the years ahead will produce. God can bring fruit after seasons that looked completely barren. 5. Stop punishing yourself for the past. Sometimes God is ready to lead you forward, but you keep returning to what went wrong. You replay the mistake, the wrong decision, the opportunity you ignored, and slowly, regret convinces you that you ruined God's plan for your life. But restoration requires you to stop treating your past like a life sentence. Joel 2:25 was spoken after a season of devastating loss, yet God's message focused on what he would do next. Your mistakes can teach you without defining you. Your painful years can become part of your testimony without becoming your identity. You cannot change yesterday, but you can trust God with tomorrow. So release the constant "what if I had?" Because when God brings restoration, your past becomes part of the story, not the end of it. 6. Restoration can begin before you see it. One of the hardest parts of restoration is that God may begin working before anything around you looks different. In Joel 2, the people had already seen devastation. Their fields had been stripped, their harvest was gone, and the damage was obvious. Yet God told them that loss would not have the final word. Your life can feel the same way. You may still be waiting. The door may still be closed. The situation may still look unchanged. But visible evidence isn't the only sign that God is working. Sometimes restoration begins quietly, in your faith, your wisdom, your discipline, and the way you see your future. Then, little by little, your circumstances begin to change too. So don't give up simply because you cannot see the full picture yet. What looks empty today may not stay empty forever. Maybe you thought those years were gone forever. But Joel 2:25 reminds us that God is a God of restoration. Your delay doesn't have to define your destiny, and your past doesn't get the final word. So keep trusting, keep moving forward, and let God decide what your next season can become. If you believe God can restore what you thought you lost, comment "restore" below and subscribe for more biblical encouragement to strengthen your faith. Your lost years may not be the end of your story. They may become the beginning of your testimony.